All right, once nice to see you here again.
Yes.
Now we also have Peter, the PO, Peter Oyado, pairing with me. Thank you
for clearing, not Peter Obi.
Not Peter Oyado. All right, Barry, tell us the visions you have for Delta 2027 as the Labour candidate.
Well, I think Delta, we are looking at a fresh Delta, fresh air, brand new, not the Delta with the 1999 influence where the old bandwagon are still running Delta. We are looking at a Delta with class, a Delta for free education, a Delta for quality leadership, respect for the rule of law, a Delta that will provide basic amenities for its people, a Delta that is real Delta. We are looking at a Delta that has the people at heart.
Okay, before you go on, I just remembered, let me ask you this question. There's a balkanization of Labour Party where you have Nenadi Usman as the INEC recognized chairman of the party.
Yes.
Are you running under that
no,
umbrella? Or you are still with Aburi?
I'm running with Barrister Julius Aburi's leadership until the Supreme Court gives.
But INEC doesn't recognize your side of the Labour.
INEC is playing a two-voice pattern music value that our politics must reject. How can you remove the name of a legitimate
by court order,
a legitimate leadership
by court order
when the final decision of the court is not the Supreme Court?
But is what they filed?
Yes.
The court say Nenadi and his group are the one that should be at the arm of it.
But the same court says there's something called stay of execution. INEC was supposed to enjoy the stay of execution by allowing Aburi's name remain until when there is a final judgment by the Supreme Court.
If a judgment is given,
yes,
you can't have a stay of execution.
You can. Okay,
all right. Let me allow Peter.
You can have a stay of execution because that's not the final decision of the court.
I might be wrong here, but I think
we have a Supreme Court.
If it's a declarative judgment, I don't think you can stay. You can only challenge it because the court said, based on doctrine of necessity, she was made Labour chairman. So you should go and challenge it. So INEC has done what for me. I might be wrong, but
what the court said,
I don't understand what you should do.
Yes.
So is it right? I can't say it's right or not. But Supreme Court would determine the rightness or wrong.
Right or wrong.
But you can't have a stay of execution as a result of the judgment of the High Court, Court of Appeal. Yeah. Answer your question, please.
Okay, just follow up on what you're saying. I hope it won't be a Labour infiltrality, because if you are running with a side of a party that is not recognized by law. We have law now because law has taken side.
No. You don't. You cannot say that because the Supreme Court is the final judgment in every matter in Nigeria.
That's what they said.
Yes. It's because INEC is biased.
I'm not arguing that.
If INEC is not biased, Aburi's name by law should remain in the portal. All right? Because the Supreme Court have not spoken on that.
Let's go beyond that.
It's not spoken about
Let's go beyond that. Delta is a very rich oil producing state.
That's right.
And the money they get every day, you don't see it cascade down to local communities. You see Delta only in Asaba. So what is their plan to get all these interiors benefit from Delta's wealth?
First, we'll dismantle the criminality in the governance in Delta State. One, send the APC packing. This governor himself knows that whatever he is, whatever he has been since he said he's the governor, they voted for him, they did this, they did that. How many years now down the lane? We have not seen anything. Delta receives the biggest amount in FEC, and we have not seen anything. So exactly what is going on in Delta State? They've collected billions, more than 100 billion, from January to February, and we have not seen anything.
No, at least I wasn't worried. I saw that big, massive flyover.
Do you know? Do you know that we have some projects in Delta till today that started in 1999?
Across every state.
But Not a state like Delta where there's so much money. What do you need to work? What do you need to transform the people? Funds. These funds are given. These funds are shared. Look at the former governor, Okowa, being held down by the EFCC. Over ₦1 trillion. And he's coming back to be senator and his daughter a House of Assembly. Does it mean that Delta State belongs to some group of people? We are looking at the syndicate of 1999 in Delta by James Ibori, who was governor and who was indicted in London for stealing. What fund? Funds belonging to the Delta State government. Is it the same syndicate you say we should allow to remain? We are going to check them out, and we are calling the people of Delta State, both young and old, to come out and decide. For me, I think I'm the best candidate because I'm the youngest. For me, I think I'm the best candidate because I have not been given the opportunity to run, ever. I have not had the opportunity of running as a minister or a PAMSEC or a DG, anything about government. I have done my personal diligence as a young person who believes that it's time for the young people to run the state. If you give us the opportunity to become the leadership in Delta State, a lot of things will change. Delta State is filled with cultism, corruption.
Avotu,
yes.
What are you going to do differently in Delta State? Delta State is quite a multi-ethnic state.
That's right.
We have the Aniomas.
Yes.
That's the Delta North. Now, within that Anioma, you have the Agbo. Yeah, I mean, there's so much Chika,
yes,
the Asaba,
the
you know,
Asabas,
and all that. That varies both in language and in culture.
That's right.
Then you move to Warri, where you have
the
Ijo, Urobo,
Shekiri,
Shekiri, Isoko. Do you understand? In one sign.
Yes.
What are you going to do differently to touch the lives of everybody, whether they are Ijo, Anioma, Urobo, Shekiri? I mean, what are you going to do differently?
Like, you see, I keep telling everyone who wants to listen, Nigeria is a very easy country to rule. Delta is also an easy country, easy state to rule because it has the funding already on ground. All you need is someone who has empathy, someone who has pity, sympathy for the people. What am I coming with? I tagged it good, better, best policy. If it's not good, it must be better. And if it's not better, it must be the best. That's what Delta needs. And in that, we're looking at education. First, the education must be free, quality, compulsory.
If you are talking about education,
yes,
there are levels of education.
The level of education we want to give free education to our children from nursery school to first degree. It is possible. It can be done. If you want to go ahead with your education from master's degree, it's your business. But let the government be able to, by force, put you in school. We have these facilities. We were looking at a calendar where we designed the opportunity for what we call digital school for Delta. Real school, not school where people sit under a tree, not school where people, the roof of the classrooms is off, school where some teachers don't even come to school. As I'm talking to you right now, I'm very sure that the Delta State government right now cannot give you the data of what's happening in Delta in the education sector. Everybody is just focused on what they want to get from oil. We'll look at Delta and put Delta on the map of building an economy where the people can do things by themselves. Cottage industries. I am prepared, I am ready to involve in what is called soft loans for young people, for empowerment, for their skills, and women. And I'm going to look at also paying.
I want to take you on that. There comes another soft loan stuff again.
Yes.
Now, most of the time, what people need is not loan, is access to do business, enabling environment, roads,
that's right,
lights.
That's right.
Basic
amenities. Like what I told you.
Delta State is involved in producing power for the state because it's been deregularized.
We are going to look at the opportunity to also provide constant electricity supply. We don't need what the federal government doing. The land is there. You build the creeks. The creeks are empty. Can't you provide? There's something called green economy. You can use green economy to provide electricity. Go to Delta. The forest is the thickest forest in Nigeria.
Dr.
So
Avotu.
what are all those trees doing?
Dr. Avotu.
Green economy can give us that privilege.
You said something here.
Yes.
They said you talk about good, better, best.
Yes.
Is that a slogan?
Yes, it's the economic policy I'm trying to fly.
Okay, now, from
When
what
we
you
become-
said you're the youngest, you've not been in power. That means you're a greenhorn. So can you tell us a track record that will show that you can deliver these things you're saying? What track record will people look at and say, okay, for certainty, this man has done this, can done that. We can entrust him with our vote.
Okay, let me just give you a brief rundown of my capacity as a person. I am a journalist first, worked with one of the Nigerian international media for like 12 years as a presenter, director, and transmitter, a producer. And I was there for a long while when the station came up, both radio and TV. I was the one who opened the first online live streaming television station in Nigeria. It's called BTV. It's there. And at the same time, in 2010, I founded what is called VMCII, Vote Must Count International Initiative. That initiative that goes around Nigeria to protest peacefully and to educate Nigerians on electoral and voting system. We have done a lot. We have also fought for gender. And at the same time, I am a man who has done well for myself. I have not worked for government. These are personal.
These are advocacy groups.
Yes, of course.
But these are not entrepreneurship groups. I have advocated.
Are you saying that my BTV is not? Don't I employ people? It's a media thing. It has been there. It's been the first in Nigeria.
How long was that? How long was BTV?
Okay, since 2010.
Is this still operational?
Of course, it's still there. We work with the opportunity of live transmission. If you have your events, you have your press conference, we can show it live. And we were the first people who started it in this country. All right? And if you talk about the political experience, in 1999, I was that young man who was borrowed from Dark Communications to Alex Ekwueme Presidential Campaign Organization as the national youth leader. I was the one who galvanized the influence of all NANS presidents to the venue in Jos, where Alex Ekwueme lost. After then, I led the NSAS in the FCT. And after the NSAS, I also went ahead to float what is called the first Nigerian youth party called the NYDP that was refused registration by INEC in 2022, before we now followed Professor Pato told me, forming the Obedient Movement and moving to the Labour Party today. So if you are talking about experience, public experience is there. What we need is the opportunity to operate. That's why we say Delta, we have something called, apart from the good, better, best, we are also looking at restoring Delta, rebooting Delta as a computer to start all over again, and restore it.
Okay, but
because Delta needs to be restored from the hands of this gang of political juggernauts who took it in 1999. They are still ruling till today.
We're going to be out of time very soon. But I wanted you to speak because you have, on that trail, you have a lot of other people there. There's the incumbent governor that is there, that has a lot of economic and political powers in Delta State. He has been... what's it called? Speaker of the House. He has been a governor now. Then we also have that's representing what's it called? APC. Then we have Chris Yowaye coming in from the NDC. Then we have other ones like the Great Ogboru that is a persistent contestant.
Okay, now
that is more popular than you.
Yeah, now let me tell you something. You see, the politics of Delta for 2027 is not going to be about money. It's going to be about influence, capacity, credibility, readiness, wellness. And you see, the candidacy of this governor, Sharif or Boriwori right now, it's going to be very hard for him to come back as governor. Very hard, because the challenge is going to be tough. Forget about the money, forget about the federal might. He cannot hide behind Ahmed Bola Tinubu this time. The people are tired, and they will take back their state using my candidacy.
Don't forget
hold on.
The APC,
the
APC president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's wife.
Yes. Don't worry, Madam cannot give you more than her votes. Chris from the NDC. Chris does not have any political influence apart from the influence of hiding behind Peter Obi. And Peter Obi, the election is not going to be on the same day. So anybody who is hiding behind Peter Obi in any state is wasting his time as a governorship candidate. Come out, show your influence yourself. Present yourself and build your votes and win the votes. Don't go and hide behind one man. Then you are talking about Ogboru.
Not Ogboru, the great Ogboru.
His name is Great Ogboru.
Exactly.
Great Ogboru is a seasoned politician. But right now, I think age has a lot to do with who is going to be governor of Delta State. One, that's one. And number two, for Great Ogboru, I think the party is in comatose. The ADC in Delta has two functions. They are not even in court. They have two secretariats and two governorship candidates. So with that, I think Great Ogboru should be excused out of the business of contesting. But this election for 2027 in Delta is going to be between me from the Labour Party, the APC, and the NDC. And I think it's time to build a Delta of our dreams.
Do you have one more question?
Yeah, from these names you just mentioned now, for me, you look like a lightweight here. And somebody just started me now that for him, he doesn't see you making a great impact because you are not a well-known name in Delta. And how do you get to cut across that difficulty? Because you're not a name that easily resonate with Deltans.
Yes.
So how do you, between now and election, which is less than a year,
yes,
how do you break that barrier?
One night in politics is like 100 days. I have never played politics in Delta. This is my first time, and I'll give it a shot. What the people need is someone who has the capacity, someone who is new, someone who is clean. I am new, I am clean, and I have the capacity. I'm educated, and I'm ready to sacrifice everything to make sure we take Delta. The Delta State people are waiting for somebody like me because they almost all the elections that brings all this same gang back on seat is because they don't have a positive challenger. I am going to be a challenger, and I'm going to face them. So
it's not across the divide of ethnicity.
Yes,
religion, not religion,
ethnicism in Delta.
In Delta,
yes.
Finally, somebody mentioned about infrastructure here.
Yes.
There's a persistent flooding in Patani,
yes.
and others.
Yes,
it's been happening every other year. What are your plans to help this?
We will channel
survive this.
We will channel the money to the right people that will do the job. You see, when a syndicate takes power since 1999 till now, what do you think? When they even give out the contract, they give the contract to themselves and they don't do the job. That's why we still have some projects since 1999 till now. So when we take power, we will channel Delta State funds to the right channel, the right people that will do the job.
Finally, why should I trust you?
Trust me because I'm young. Trust me because I'm educated. Trust me because I have a track record of integrity, dignity, and capacity to operate as someone who is given the opportunity. So I think Delta should watch out for young people in this election.
Should I tell you one of the young people that contested for governor for 8 years?
Yes.
The governor of Kogi State.
Kogi State.
Yaya Bello.
Yes.
He was young.
Is that a good example?
Which is not a good example.
But you see, I'm not saying you should vote for me because I'm young. It's part of it. It's part of it. But I'm telling you that Yaya Bello is not me, and Kogi State is not Delta. Delta is one of the richest states out of Africa. All Delta needs is a young person with capacity, influence, integrity, and responsibility, and I have all that. So what should not make Delta people look out for someone like me? I am new, so Delta should get ready for
all right.
Good governance.
That's the motive we can take today. We hope you'll be back here soon. Is it congratulations or go well?
Go well.
And let it benefit you. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll be right back.